Hello everyone, today we are going to solve another numerical of leveling problem with the help of height of instrument method. In the previous lecture we had solved a numerical with the help of rise and fall method. Before moving on to the video, I'd like you to support me by subscribing to the channel, liking the video and make sure to leave a comment. Thank you. So, before solving the numerical with the help of the height of instrument method, we must understand how the leveling process works in a very brief video. We know that our work has always is started from a point where the point is located near a benchmark. As I said, that benchmark is a point of known RL. Any point whose RL is known can act as a benchmark. So we have a benchmark and we set up our instrument near the benchmark. Then we place our staff, the leveling staff, over the benchmark and take a reading. And that reading, which is reading taking on the benchmark, that reading is called our backsight. After that backsight has been calculated, we knew the point benchmark whose RL we already knew. We add the RL of benchmark and the backsight. The RL of benchmark plus backsight will give us the height of instrument. Once we have our height of instrument, we move the staff to different locations whose RL is to be calculated. Then we can place our staff at certain points on the ground, and then it's very simple. Height of instrument minus intersight, height of instrument minus foresight will give you the RL of the point at which the staff was positioned. So this method is pretty straightforward and very simple. Now moving on to the numerical, the following 10 readings were taken with the level, the instrument being shifted after 5th and 8th reading. So it is clearly mentioned that the instrument was shifted after the 5th reading and after the 8th reading. As I had already discussed in the previous lecture, after the point where the final reading after which the instrument is shifted, that final reading is always written under the foresight column. So the 5th reading would be a foresight and the 8th reading again would be a foresight. Any reading which has been taken after the instrument has changed, that means after the change point, that reading is our backsight. So we understand that the first reading is always a backsight, then there would be the 6th reading after the 5th, that would be a backsight, and then there would be a 9th reading, that would also be a backsight. So now we understand that out of these 10 readings, our first reading would be a backsight, our 6th reading would be a backsight, and our 9th reading would be a backsight. Also we understand that the 5th reading and the 8th reading and the final conclusive reading, the 10th reading, would all be foresight. So we will have 5th reading as foresight, 8th reading as foresight, and 10th reading is foresight. First, already discussed, would be backsight, 6th would be backsight, 9th would be backsight. The rest of the reading can be placed in the intersight column. So now we start to fill in these columns. So as I told, the first reading 1.315, this is backsight. This is taking on the benchmark. Then the second reading 0.965, again intersight, 1.345 again intersight, 1.105 would again be intersight. After the 5th reading, the instrument has to be changed, so the 5th reading would be placed in the column of foresight. That 0.875, it is foresight. And in the remarks column, we can mention that this is our change point 1. After the 5th reading, the 6th reading, as I previously told you, that would be a backsight. So we place this 1.155 in backsight column. After that, it was clearly mentioned that the 8th reading would be a foresight. So the 7th reading 1.305, it is a intersight. Then we can place it 1.675 in the foresight column. Again a backsight would be taken, so 9th reading would be a backsight, and the last reading would always be a foresight, so we can place it under the foresight column. Okay. After that, we can calculate the height of instrument. As I have already told you, height of instrument is RL of benchmark plus backsight. So the RL of the initial benchmark was 150. The reading that was taking on the benchmark, the backsight, was 1.315. We can add 150 plus 1.315. We will have 151.315. This is our first height of instrument. When we calculate the height of instrument, now RL of any point, you can understand that height of instrument minus intersight or height of instrument minus foresight is our RL of any point. So 151.315 minus 0.965, this is your RL. 151.315 minus 1.345, 149.970, this is your RL. 151.315 minus 1.105, 150.210, this is again in RL. Also, the Foresight can also be subtracted to find the RL of the changing point. So 151.315 minus the Foresight 0.875, this will give you the RL of the change point 150.440. As I told you in the previous video, any point whose RL is known to us can act as a benchmark. So when we change our instrument, we have our change point 1. After we have our change point 1, the reading is again taken on the same point at which we had taken the Foresight earlier. So the reading which is taken on a benchmark is again a Backsight. So since we have not moved our staff from the position at which we had taken the Foresight, so that point is now our benchmark and its RL is 150.440. Now we take another reading on that point only. That reading would be our Backsight, and we can add 150.440 and 1.155 to find 151.595. Okay, so this is our new height of instrument. After that, 151.595 minus 1.305, this will give you the RL of the next point. Then 151.595 minus this Foresight 1.675, this will give you the RL of change point 2, that is 149.920. In the similar manner as discussed in the earlier in the video, we will take a Backsight on that point only and then we will add. Okay, so after we add, we will have new height of instrument as 151.265. This new height of instrument can be used and it can the Foresight can be subtracted from the new height of instrument to have the final RL of the point. So now we have calculated RL of different type of points and we have our Backsights, we have a Foresight. Now what we are going to do, we will add up all the Backsight and all of the Foresight. So the sum of Backsight came out as 3.815, the sum of Foresight came out as 4.425. The first RL was 150.00 and the last RL came out as 149.390. As discussed in the rise and fall method, there were 3 checks in that method. In this height of instrument method, there are 2 checks that are being employed. The first check is the sum of Backsight minus the sum of Foresight. The sum of Backsight minus sum of Foresight for this particular numerical came out as 3.815 minus 4.425 is equal to minus 0.610. In the similar manner, the last RL minus the first RL, 149.390 minus 150, it again came out as minus 0.610. Since these two readings are equal, these two calculations are equal, that means that we have tabulated correctly and our numerical is okay. This is how you calculate. Thank you. Please share this video, subscribe to the channel and like. This will help me in growing this channel. Thank you so much.